What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to the channel. We have breaking news to announce over the past hour at the time of recording this. Yes, breaking news in a lockout. It is happening at times. This being from MLB writer Michael Marino. Links down below to his Twitter, as always, if you'd like to check him out. Came out with the following that, yes, the Mets are fully expected to heavily pursue starting pitcher Yusei Kikuchi on the free agent market post-lockout. And then 10 minutes later, it was reaffirmed from our good buddy on the channel on the beat for the Mets, that being in Pat Ragazzo. Links to his article down below also. So that's what I'll be breaking down in today's video. Everything that there is to know on Yusei Kikuchi and his game, the likelihood, unlikelihood of the Mets landing someone like him, and what us Mets fans could potentially expect from Yusei Kikuchi and the other moves that are in store for the Mets post-lockout. So as always, folks, make sure you stay all the way till the end of the video for all the detail on my thoughts on Yusei Kikuchi and the potential or lack thereof of him landing in Queens. And again, folks, if you find yourself enjoying this kind of Mets content and you want to see more great Mets content like this, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, sharing this video with your friends, put on the notification bell, all those great things. Thank you all so much for the continued support, folks. Now let's jump right into today's video. Alright, folks, so let me start off by saying that no one should be surprised by this. Yusei Kikuchi is someone that we've talked extensively on the channel already in separate videos and live streams, because the Mets did show a certain amount of interest in Kikuchi pre-lockout, and that's exactly why we're going to see the Mets show interest in him post-lockout. But to a heavy degree, that isn't all that surprising, but really what is going to matter most with someone like Yusei Kikuchi is, if the Mets do in fact land someone like him, is he going to be the only starting pitcher the Mets land this offseason, or are they going to land more outside of already landing Max Scherzer? That's the big question, because we've talked about, all right, what makes sense from the Mets starting pitching wise, and Yusei Kikuchi is a 30-year-old left-hand starting pitcher who spent the first couple years in the MLB level with, yes, the Seattle Mariners. Hasn't had great success nearly to the liking that he would like to this point, especially in 2021. He had a Jekyll and Hyde season so similar to the Mets and Taijuan Walker. First year was an all-star just like Walker, and then second year simply couldn't get out of the hitter's way in the sense of the hitters getting home runs galore on him. He had an over 4 ERA in 2021. Times ERA not looking great. He's had a 5-year ERA in the previous 2 seasons during his time in Seattle. So the lefty who has a 4-pitch arsenal, he has the fastball, he has the slider, he has the cutter, and he has the changeup. He saw pretty decent success on the fastball and the changeup, but especially at times he fluctuated with the cutter and the slider. The slider, it's beyond deceptive. I love his release. He really is a unique pitcher, and this is someone where depth-wise, I'm not against this acquisition whatsoever. And this is someone where I know John Heyman reported that we talked in a previous video live stream about how teams were willing to go upwards of 3+ year deals on someone like Yusei Kikuchi, because the Mets were not the only team interested in him pre-lockout. So one, can the Mets outbid other teams? Well, of course they can. Are they going to prioritize someone like Kikuchi similar to how they prioritize a fellow depth lefty, that being, in, yes, former New York Met that then went to the Cardinals, and then everything spiraled down with Steve Cohen, and yes, Steven Matz, because the Mets want a multiple year deal with him. So you see those similarities now with Kikuchi. But again, here's the thing. Kikuchi is someone where depth-wise, he makes a lot of sense as someone that really does have promise that could really, I think, gel well with the Mets pitching coach and Jeremy Hefner, and really trying to fine-tune his game, get his command down, and hopefully get that home run ball rate down as well. Because again, these were things he struggled with a lot, especially in that second half of what was a horrid second half of the year for Kikuchi. But depth-wise, again, I love that. The Mets need lefties. What do they have right now? They have David Pearson. David Pearson has shown flashes of brilliance, and he's shown flashes of Steven Matz 2.0, not being able to get out of that first inning this past year outside of dealing with his injuries. So he's young. He's inconsistent. That's not someone that the Mets should bank on. Kikuchi has proven a little bit more at the MLB level, I would say, but nothing drastic. So as a depth starter, a guy that gives you options as well, maybe as your number 5, I like that. But as a number 3, which is something that we've seen time and time again reported this offseason, that the Mets are going after another significant arm, a number 3. Now, what is defined as significant, right? Could that be Yusei Kikuchi? It's possible, but that is in the likelihood of, say, in comparison to a Kevin Gausman, who the Mets showed equal interest on. Same deal with Max Scherzer. They wanted both of them heading into, of course, the lockout, and Gausman went to the Toronto Blue Jays, but on a pay cut. The Mets offered more, so the Mets want both of them, and Gausman is on an elite level in comparison to Kikuchi from what we've seen over the past year and a half at least. So if you're going to land a Yusei Kikuchi, I think that's fine, but I truly hope that that is not the only starting pitching move that the Mets make post-lockout, nor do I think it's going to be, because again, from everything that we've seen, It does not add up whatsoever for the Mets to go, say, on a multi-year deal with someone like Yusei Kikuchi, because you're banking on too much uncertainty still. You have Jacob deGrom, you have Max Scherzer, that two-headed monster. I get it. That's brilliant. Hoping that they stay healthy. Again, you're hoping for that at least. Then you have Taijuan Walker. What are we going to get from him next season? Carlos Carrasco, coming off of another surgery this offseason that he's rehabbing from, and hopefully he'll be ready to go, but we still don't know what he's going to bring. Tyler McGill, what are we going to get from him? Someone that you shouldn't bet the house on that is going to necessarily be a stud for your rotation just yet, and then David Pearson's, etc. So the Mets have depth options, and Yusei Kikuchi further brings you that depth, which is appealing. More depth, the better. The Mets always need pitching depth, but that should not be the lone move that the Mets make pitching-wise in this rotation post-lockout. I think that would honestly be a mistake, so I truly hope and believe that they will do, as it's been reported already, going after a bigger name. They've shown interest in Carlos Rodon post-lockout. I expect them to do the same pre-lockout. I expect them to do the same post-lockout. Pitchers from the Oakland A's, Sean Manaea, Chris Bassett types, they have very much been linked to, and it seems like that very much can be a reality, and potentially that might be the best route for them when you view things on who's going to give you more longevity, better fit. The starting pitching market free agent wise isn't great depth wise, but trade wise it definitely is deeper, that we've discussed in so many videos and live streams, so I'm not going to harp on it too much more. But all in all, Yusei Kikuchi, it's going to be interesting to see where he lands post lockout. Expect the Mets to be in heavy interest with someone like him, but now it's going to be the matter of, okay, if they land Yusei Kikuchi, what else are they going to do? Are they going to land a bona fide number 3, which is what I wholeheartedly believe that they will at least show heavy interest in once again, or is this going to be it? We will soon find out. But Mets fans, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Yusei Kikuchi potentially coming to the New York Mets? Do you like that fit? Do you like that fit only if it is, say, a depth move towards the back half of the rotation? Do you like that fit if, say, he does get toyed within the middle of the rotation, which, again, I will be a little surprised by from what we've seen at this point? Or do you hope that the Mets go after other pitching routes and go after more of a bona fide, solidified starters that make more sense for this club, depending on how they would be used? Whatever your thoughts are, please make sure to let me know them all down below, as always, folks. And again, if you found yourself enjoying this kind of Mets content and you want to see more great Mets content like this, don't hesitate from smashing that like and subscribe button, sharing this video with your friends, on the notification bell, all those great things. Thank you all so much for the continued support, folks, and I'll talk to you soon. Let's go Mets, baby.